Quick disclaimer here, trading is very risky and carries a high level of risk. Anything said here is not a financial advice. Make sure you trade with money you can only afford to lose. Stay safe.
Hi everyone. In this new video, we're going to be looking at a breakdown of all the currency pairs we've missed out for the past 2 weeks and how far they've done. This is the voice of TRADEWITHWORLDBANK. If you are new to this channel, make sure to click on the subscribe button. If you are also having a question or want to contact me, you can always drop something in the comment section and also chat me up on WhatsApp if you have any inquiries. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get started into where we stopped on Eurchf. Eurchf, we were looking at some counter trend trades while looking to target the extreme supply zones, and we have another supply zone over here. Yeah, so we're expecting market to touch or mitigate this supply zone and then expect more sales from there, right? So that was what we were expecting last week, while we're expecting markets to push up from this smaller points of interest over here, probably to look for counter trade entries, and you can have something like this and you'll be short from there. So let's see what the markets did for us. Yeah, so this is the demand zone for counter trend trades. That would have been very nice. Remember, the target is here, but since we are taking counter trend trades, you can just take 30 pips out. Since it's a 60 pips range, you can just take half pips and then you are good. So this is 28 pips already. You should be planning on breaking even, and you can see that came exactly back to our entry points. And okay, now we have another demand zone over here, which we can use for potential buying opportunities while market hasn't tapped into our overall supply zone. Okay, so let's continue moving. Yeah, if you want to also know how we got about this supply zone, you can watch the previous video. It's gonna come up in a second, so you can watch it and then check how we got out the supply zone from there. And yeah, so this is the overall supply zone, 1 hour supply zone. I'll just use 1 minute time frame for the purpose of this video. Though I shouldn't be using I shouldn't be talking about entries in any of my videos, because most of the time I was talking about analysis, dealing with analysis and the likes. But nonetheless, let's just take the markets from this approach. We have a supply zone there, and we also have another extreme supply zone over here. So for me, I'll be going with the extreme supply zone, but this extreme supply zone didn't give us a break of structure, so I wouldn't be using that. And this that I might have used, you can see, went a little bit and then broke even, but I still want to see something bigger. Okay, yeah, something like this. This is very clean and clear, so definitely I can just use this supply zone over here. I'll just use the whole zone, just like that. And yeah, SL will be over there, 5 pips SL. So that is my stop loss. That is, I'll be looking to, take this trade now. So let's just change to 5 minutes so it will move faster, you know. Yeah. Okay, now it's approaching the zone. Sorry about there. Yeah, it's approaching the zone right now. So as you can see, Asian session, the zone is still above our Asian session, which is very, very nice. And we've got stabbed in right now. We got stabbed in right now, and then you can see over there how it's played out nicely. Okay, how it's played out nicely, very, very nicely. And I think it's reversing again and took us out. Okay, so we'd have gotten some pips out of that sell move. probably 30 pips, 20 to 30 pips. Yeah, this is 32 pips. And to be realistic, 30 pips is very, very nice. It's a very nice catch, actually. So then, remember, we are still what? We are still overall bearish. And this is the 1 hour demand zone right now. Since it's a very big zone, we also have a 1 hour break of structure here. Looking at this break of structure here, that's the change of character, if I'm correct. And then this is the break of structure, okay, for the flip. Yeah, so this is the change of character. Now this is the break of structure. So hopefully when market passes into this demand zone, we look forward to buying opportunities. But nonetheless, this market might still be bearish. So let's still see. Okay, now you can see it's broke past that. Okay, it's reacting to that, but nonetheless, we still have, some 1 hour supply zones over here. I would also like to take note of this 1 hour supply zone over here too. Then let's go to the 15 minutes time frame to check 5 minutes. You can see there is no entry over here to take a buy. Remember, this is the 1 hour supply and this is the extreme 1 hour supply. Okay, now we've gotten into the Asian session. Maybe you can just use this zone because of the imbalance for the entry. I won't be talking much about that. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's see how it goes play out. And yeah, so we tapped into the 1 hour supply zone, ignoring this supply over here. So I'm just using 5 minutes. I don't want to switch time frames. The sell entry should be somewhere here, like that. And yeah, okay, so this one took us out. No problem about that. So this is the next supply zone again. For entries, though if I'm using this kind of entry, I don't know if I'll be entering this second time because I use a more fractal confirmation when I'm dealing with 1 hour points of interest. Okay, so let's just see the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what the market is giving us over there. Okay, this is the 1 hour for 5 minute supply zone. Okay, broke out of the supply zone, tapped into this nicely, took our stop loss out over here and then came in the direction, but nonetheless we still have another supply zone here, and this is the 5 minutes supply zone for the entry. Yeah, so that will be for the second entry on the second supply zone on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. Now we have another supply zone on the 1 hour time frame over here. So you can see this 1 hour demand zone. It's held a little bit. It's just what did it do? It was the demand zone that pushed us into what the supply zone, and then market continues selling from there. So now we have a new supply zone over here. Let's just go to the 5 minutes again. So this is going to be the entry, just like the entry the market gave us some minutes ago. Yeah, so that is the supply zone that has been hit, but definitely I'll be using the 50% of the zone. Okay, let's see if that supply zone is going to hit. All right, so that one didn't get it, but the open got it. You understand? The open got it, but the Half didn't get it. So let's go back to the 1 hour time frame again. Remember, we're still overly bearish. Following the bearish structure, we're still very, very bearish. Because let's quickly go back to the weekly again. You can see on the weekly, just like Euro USD, there was no, chart to the left to there's no chart to the left to look for a demand zone. You understand? So that was why we're following the order flow on the smaller time frame, like the 1 hour time frame and the 15-minute time frame, and then the um 5 minutes time frame. So since we don't have any much of price action on the 1 hour, on the weekly, let's just go into the 1 hour and follow the other flow like that. You can see this is the next supply. Yeah, so that is where market is right now. So this is the next supply for next week, nothing else. Since price is not tapping into the extreme supply zones we have, just getting the nearest ones and moving. You can see, so we got a quick beautiful ratio here, 1 to 8 over here. We got a -1 over here. We got a plus 1 to 6 over here, because risk to reward was 1 to 6, because it was 5 pips SL and 30 pips profits over here. So this one is 40 pips profit, so that's 1 to 8. And then this one, probably we missed it. We missed another 1 to 10, you can see. So at least 1 to 6 and 1 to 8, that's 1 to 14 -1, so that's like 1 to 13 risk to reward, something like that, just in a span of how many days? 10 days. Okay, so let's move into Euro USD, the next pair. So I'll be expecting market to tap into this supply zone and then continue selling, or else if it doesn't do that, if it just continues selling from somewhere there, then I'll use the newer supply zones to look for entries. Okay, Gbpjpy, where did we stop on? Gbpjpy, yeah, I can remember this clearly. If you haven't watched the video yet, make sure you watch it. It's going to come up in a second, so just make sure to watch it. And yeah, so where we stopped last 2 weeks, we stopped somewhere here. I was looking at the supply zone, and then I was looking at the 5 minutes entry. Then I said, yeah, it was somewhere around here. Yes, market was around here. Then I was talking about this liquidity grab, that I love to see this kind of entry, and then if I see a sell, probably a break of structure from here, then I'll take the sales. So let's see what the markets did. Now we have a break of structure over here. We have 2 supply zones, right? But I will always love to go for the extreme one, something like this. And the sell should be somewhere here. Yeah, so 5 pips SL. 5 pips SL is way too tight for that. That is 8.6 pips. And then target would be the low of the Asian session, 92 pips. This is 1 to 10. Okay, so yeah, we tapped in nicely. And yeah, so you can see that tap, beautiful tap, just like that. After the liquidity grab, just like the way I explained, we got a break of structure and boom. Okay, so it tapped the second supply zone again, just in case we missed the first one. Second supply zone over here, just like that, and we have locked profits, the likes. And this is awesome. This is beautiful. So did this hit our targets? Let's see if it hit our targets. Okay, let's see if it hit our target. But now we've logged in 1 to 8. This is 72 pips. I would definitely have been out of this trade since it's midnight already here. But let's see if it hit our targets. Wow, wow, wow. So it hits the targets and overhits the targets, giving us 150 pips. But my target was somewhere here. Yeah, below the Asian session. Yeah, like that. 98 pips. So this is a beautiful 1 to 11 that we stopped on last week. Last 2 weeks, I remember I was analyzing this live, and then I was explaining that if it gives the entry, you should just take the sell. So if you took the sell, then congratulations to you. And so let's see what the market gave us again. Okay. Okay. So now let's quickly go back to the weekly time frame to see where we were at. Okay, it was very, very bullish. but I think the order flow on the 4 hour was bearish. That's why we're looking for sales. Yeah. So we're looking for sales, and let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so this is a 1 hour supply zone. Let's just jump to the 1 minute time frame. Now you can see I'm using multiple time frames for the entry. Not like that's what I'm using, but I'm just using it for the sake of this video. So that's the supply zone for entry. Wow. So did you see that? That was a crazy spike outside our stop loss. Just like that. Somewhere here. But definitely there was news. So if there is news, you shouldn't be trading during news. I wouldn't be trading actually during news like this. It was even, you can see, what news is this now? Probably interest rates, because I can't say FOMC will come on Gbpjpy or CPI or NFP. So it's definitely the interest rates, probably the interest rates. And then during the news, you shouldn't be trading. So, I'm not looking at my trading view as I'm doing this analysis. So that is why I was considering taking the sell. But you can see it was actually a good sell zone. Actually, you can see now. If there was no news, definitely that zone would have triggered. Definitely it would have triggered. So, but nonetheless, I don't trade during the news, so I wouldn't take that as a trade or as a loss. Then market reacted to the zone nicely. Okay, so to know why we drew the supply zone 2 weeks ago, you can just check out the video. Is going to come up in a minute. So let's keep checking. Now this is the new supply zone again. It has mitigated the imbalance. Let's use 5 minutes. Okay, let's use 1 minute. We are using 1 minute for Gbpjpy, then we'll use 5 minutes for other pairs. So here is the supply over here, right? So this is where the mitigation occurred. Okay, 5 pips SL. I guess will definitely be somewhere there, but you can see it didn't even reach the supply zone, right? So was there a break of structure? There was a break of structure. I might have logged my profits over here. 14 pips, it depends, actually depends. I might just choose my stop loss maybe somewhere like this, or probably lock hitting. But honestly, this is not my best, so I really don't know how I would have reacted to these movements. But nonetheless, let's take this as a loss. Okay, let's take this as a losing trade. Now this is another break of structure over here. We have something here, but we have something here. So let's go with this. We have two supply zones actually. We can just put the stop loss above everything like that, since we have two zones. And so let's see how this is also going to play out. Okay, now we are tapped in. Yes. Now you can see the advantage of what I just did right now. Had it been I was using that supply zone, you can see I would have got stopped out. But I knew there was a supply zone here. There's a supply zone, to the left. Even though it was not so clear, that was why I used my extreme supply zone. So then where is my TP going to be? My TP maybe the lowest points. Yeah, definitely now I would have lost profits. Now I can see the reasonable movement. It would have even given me 30 pips. You can see 28 pips. So that's a very reasonable movement. And let's see. Okay, let's just go back to 5 minutes time frame. Let's see how far this guy wants to go. What's the time now? This is 11. This is midnight. Oh my god. Yeah, so this one, okay. It would have even stopped me out actually. It would have stopped me out on break even. But let's see what we have. Right. Okay, now you can see. Took us out. So let's just make this a little bit smaller. Okay. Let's see what market is doing again. You can see just ranging. Though you can take some trades inside this range, but I won't be explaining that now. Yeah. Might have asked why I don't take a trade here, but definitely let's look at the 5 minutes now. And you can see that is so during something like the Asian session. Let's check. This is okay. This is till 3 o'clock, but looking at the 5 minutes, let's use 1 minute now. Looking at the 1 minute time frame, you can see it's extremely low, and then it didn't mitigate until after Asian session. So I updated my pending orders. Let's go back to the 5 minutes. Okay, let's just go back to the 1 hour. Okay, I think that is all. Okay, that is all. That is all. That is all. So this is all we have. So Gbpjpy, I'm still bearish over here. Eurchf also, I'm still bearish. We have our extreme zones over here. So I still prefer these higher zones actually, because we have tons of liquidity here. You can see we have a lot of liquidity, and we believe that market should clear the liquidity before coming down or going to the extreme and come down. So now let's just use the Fibonacci. So let's look at the zones that are above 50%. And now you can see this is above 50%, right? But technically we can't use this again because it looks like what there's liquidity here. So now 0.718, very nice structure. You can see exactly on 0.786, and then I'm loving what I'm saying. So I'll be more interested in these zones, these two zones, rather than this one. Okay, but nonetheless, this zone might also hold even though there's liquidity at the top. So let's see how we're going to deal with this next week. If it gets um mitigated here, or if it's get mitigated here, but I badly want these supply zones to get mitigated. Now moving to the next pair, or the last pair, is Euro USD. Okay, so this is Euro USD, and it has been ranging for days. Since it has been ranging, I don't like trading ranges when market is ranging. And same thing like Euro CHF, market has no price action to the left. So we are just trying to follow the structure of the other structure, the other flow. Okay. Now looking at this supply zone we drew last 2 weeks, market pierced through, and let's just use the 1 minute for confirmation. Yeah, so 1 minute for confirmation. Definitely, I wouldn't be trading when there is news. Probably the CPI. That CPI was a bloody news. So came out NFP, and so I don't have much on Euro USD. I only have this demand zone. I believe it should be filling the imbalance and then mitigating the demand and then continue going up. Okay, so that is the only bias I have right now on Euro USD, buying into what this supply zone right here. So taking your buys into this supply zone. This one is too extreme. So I just look for this or this. Okay, so that is all I have on Euro USD. So guys, that will be all on my analysis. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section. Please guys, if you have any questions, let me know. It's the thumbs up, guys. It's the thumbs up. Let's make this video the most liked video on this YouTube channel. Okay, it's the thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and lastly, make sure to subscribe to the channel. At this, I'm gonna say peace, guys. I'm out.